Hi, dear cricket fans. Welcome to Cricket Happenings. Sorry, yesterday I couldn't actually come and give you any reports. Basically, because there was not any much cricket going on. Besides, YouTube didn't really allow me. Unfortunately, I'm sorry about that, dear cricket fans. And well, we are looking at as you know, the second day's play was totally washed out yesterday between India and Sri Lanka at Galle, and today they resumed at the overnight score of 256 for two. And well, as far as Sri Lanka was concerned, things went on, and in fact, Ishan Sharma was the one who was actually playing very well. In fact, he bowled very well actually, and he actually he gave the initial breakthrough for India on the third day when he actually had first he had the centurion Taranga Parnavitana, who was caught behind with the bowling Vishan Sharma for 111 of 233 balls with 12 fours, a very good knock. So he was the first to go today, so he just could add only one or two runs to his overnight score, and he was gone. And that was the first wicket of the day, and it was in the first over of Ishan Sharma. After that, after that, Abhimanyu Mithun came in and gave more joy to India when actually he had Samravira LBW for a duck, and you know Samravira could be such a dangerous player in Test matches. We all know that, but fortunately enough, Abhimanyu Mithun grabbed his wicket and he was gone. And the way after that, the way Ishan Sharma was bowling today, oh, that was a real feature. We really saw that Ishan Sharma, who was bowling in Australia when he actually made his debut, in a similar manner, and he had Jayawardene in all sorts of trouble. Jayawardene was absolutely, even though he was the master player, Jayawardene was absolutely found guessing. He didn't know whether the ball is going to go out. The ball was swinging both ways. He was getting the ball to come into, and he was really surprising the batsman with his variations, and the bounce was helping him. And as I said, Ishan Sharma was absolutely a change bowler, which should be looking very well for India, because he is the spearhead for the Indian pace attack now, while Zahir Khan and Srisant are not there. So that would be something that the Indian think tank will be really happy about now, that Ishan Sharma has hit the real right length here. And that went on, and Jayawardene was also, as I said, was absolutely confused as to pay forward or backward. And finally, Ishan Sharma, after troubling Mahela Jayawardene, got Mahela Jayawardene's wicket when Mahela Jayawardene couldn't have any answer to a ball that came in, and he was trapped in front of the stumps. So he was gone. LBW bowled Sharma for 48 of 78 balls with 6 fours. And Angelo Matthews came in, and Angelo Matthews, along with Prasanna Jayawardene was more sedate, but Angelo Matthews was the one who went on hitting a lot of boundaries. In fact, he hit 41 of 58 balls with 6 fours, as if played like a one-day match actually. And he was gone when Ishan Sharma actually had him caught by Lakshman in the slips when he got a thick edge to a ball that moved away. And that was it. So when Matthews went, it was 344 for 6. And Prasanna Jayawardene was dismissed by Mithun when Mithun actually had him LBW for 27, as Jayawardene tried to flick him and was hit on the pads, and up went the umpire's finger. LBW bowled Mithun for 27 of 26 balls with 2 fours and 1 6. And after that, 393 for 7 Sri Lanka, and looked like India were really going to roll them out by 450. But well, that was all absolutely quashed, because that score was taken to 508. So that was a partnership which actually yielded 115 runs. 115 runs by the lower order batsman Rangana Herath, who went on to hit his highest score in Test cricket. He was not out on 80, and Lasith Malinga contributed 64. Well, Rangana Herath was, right from the word go, he was very confident in playing his strokes. He was playing the ball, he was playing his strokes very fluently. In fact, he was hitting all the bowlers, and he was looking more attacking. He reached his half century in very quick fashion. Lasith Malinga, on the other hand, was in fact, he gradually started. He had 1 of 15 balls, and after that he accelerated and he hit all the bowlers. In fact, he hit Ishan Sharma for onside boundaries. He hit 2 lovely sixes of the bowling of it was Pragyan Oja, who was lofted twice in succession over the long on for 2 sixes. And Malinga was absolutely aggressive. He was just staying where he was, and he was just clubbing the ball to all parts of the field, basically on the onside and sometimes on the offside too. Rangana Herath, as I said, kept continuing his strokes, and after that, Mithun actually had his 4th victim in Test cricket when he had Lasith Malinga, who went to hook a bouncer of Malinga, and Harbhajan Singh poached the catch in the deep. And Malinga was gone, caught Harbhajan Singh, bowled Mithun for 64 of 75 balls, 9 fours and 2 sixes. Rangana Herath was not out on 80. Muttiah Muralidharan walked in amidst a great ovation from the spectators and the Indian Indian cricket team, which actually formed and actually patted him on the back while he came. And Muralidharan was given a guard of honor, and Muralidharan remained not out on 5. And Rangana Herath was not out on 80 of 93 balls with 10 fours and 1 6. And up came the declaration from the balcony when Kumar Sangakkara called his players in. 520 for 8 wickets declared. And the bowling figures: Abhimanyu Mithun 28 overs, 3 maidens, 4 for 105. Ishant Sharma 3 for 145, 28 overs and 5 maidens today, bowled very well. Harbhajan Singh 30 overs, 4 maidens, none for 98. Pragyan Oja 28 overs, 1 maiden, none for 115. Sehwag 10 overs, 1 for 46. As far as India was concerned, well, India have finished the day at 140 for 3. In fact, they lost the early wicket of Gambhir in the first over. Lasith Malinga making a comeback into Test cricket after 2.5 years, struck when he actually had Gambhir playing across and he was gone. LBW bowled Malinga for 2 in the first over itself. In fact, the second ball of the India first innings, Lasith Malinga took Gambhir's wicket. Sehwag, on the other hand, was playing very well. He was playing his strokes. Chanaka Vellagadra went for a few runs there. His 4 overs cost 34, all because of Virendra Sehwag, who went after him and actually hit him for a lot of boundaries. Rahul Dravid came in, was looking confident, and then the misunderstanding between Sehwag and Dravid, when Dravid actually ran off basically a misfield, but Lasith Malinga actually threw down the stumps at the non-strikers end, and Dravid was found wanting, run out for 18 of 33 balls with 1-4. Sehwag on the other end was there, but there was more reward for Sri Lanka, as Muttiah Muralidharan got his 793rd wicket when the master batsman Sachin Tendulkar, after hitting one boundary in his score of 8, tried to play across. Not a good shot from Tendulkar under the circumstances, and he was LBW ball Muralidharan for 8. After that, Sehwag, as I said, was absolutely good today. He was playing. He had 85 of 98 balls, 14 fours and one beautifully majestic 6 hit of Muttiah Muralidharan. But all in all, let me tell you, Sehwag was not his completely attacking self today. He definitely was playing, but he was playing according to the needs of the game. All the loose balls were being dispatched to the fence, and he played like a very accomplished player. Even though his score, if you see, you would feel that he has really attacked. 85 not out of 98 balls, 14 fours and 1 6. Really stood there, and Lakshman is keeping him company. Not out on 18 of 31 balls with 2 fours. India 140 for 3 at close of play on the third day of the first Test match against Sri Lanka at the Galle International Cricket Stadium. And the bowling figures: Malinga 9 overs, 1 for 40. Vellagadra 4 overs, none for 34. Rangana had 6.4 overs, 1 maiden, none for 25. Matthews 3 overs, none for 9. And Muttiah Muralidharan 7 overs, 1 maiden, 1 for 31. And as I said, dear cricket fans, Sehwag has been playing very well. He is looking very good indeed. And with the pitch playing very easy, I think Sehwag is on for a bigger score tomorrow for sure. And well, India has to play. They have to play out. There are only 2 days left. But well, if India plays out tomorrow, I think this match is definitely going to be a high-scoring draw then. Well, so 140, so they require 320 to avoid the follow-on. So that is still a target for India, which is 180 runs more to get. But other than that, I thought the Sri Lankan lower order batsmen really took advantage of the Indian pace attack, which was not so menacing. Ishant Sharma bowled well, but other than that, the Indian attack was not looking very menacing at the time. And Rangana Herath and Lasith Malinga took full advantage of that, and that was that stand which actually took Sri Lanka to 520. Otherwise, it would have been like they were 393 for 7, and thanks to them, they went on to 520 for 8 declared. So basically, looking like the match is really heading towards a draw. But for statistics, well, we can see whether Muttiah Muralidharan can pick up 8 wickets, which is highly impossible according to me, and 7 wickets rather. And as far as Sehwag is concerned, whether he can go to either a century for sure, but maybe a double century or something like that. So one has to really wait and watch here, dear cricket fans, and wait for the 4th day at Galle International Cricket Stadium. This is Ram signing off. Thank you.